We're lucky in Maine. We can find art in lots of places. And for a century and a half at least, artists have made Maine a destination for their creative spirits.
There is one artist whose work is in many places, but you might not know his name. This summer, some people are trying to change that. 207's Don Kerrigan has the story of an artist raised in Maine who made his mark here in a big way.
For anyone headed north on 201, it is a landmark, the Skowhegan Indian, commissioned by a local tourism promotion group in the 1960s to an artist uniquely capable of building something big and bold, Bernard Langlais.
In the art world, is he significant?
Yes. So he has a really interesting biography. He's from Maine. He was born in Old Town, but very early on, as still a child, he decided he wanted to be an artist.
Colby College is just opening a new exhibit of some of Langlais' work. In the college's new downtown gallery is a collection of sculptures, all crafted from wood, that defined Langlais' works in the second half of his career. It's a career that began as a more conventional artist.
Initially, he moved to DC to study commercial art, but then moved to New York and decided he wanted to be a painter. He fell in with sort of the abstract expressionist painters.
Exhibit curator Kiko Abbey says that early on, Langlais' abstract paintings drew praise.
And he did that for a long time, for about a decade, but never quite felt like he fell in with the New York community.
And then, while vacationing at his cottage in Cushing, the artist discovered wood.
And it was in the course of remodeling his summer cottage that he saw the sort of wood scraps from the project and was like, these are really interesting, like what can I do with these?
What couldn't he do? First, there were relief sculptures like these barnyard animals and this bald eagle, the feathers all made from wooden shingles.
Would he sketch out first?
No, he actually often would the wood would sort of inform his artistic decisions.
And the cats that collection registrar Paige Dorr showed us, part of Colby's collection of over 200 Langlais works.
So it's sculptures, works on paper, and oil paintings by him.
What do you think of Langlais' work? Do you like it?
Oh, what a nice question. I love him. I love him so much. I'm actually more partial to his paintings and some of his abstract woodwork, like this one back here called Pigeonholing. I love this one.
This exhibit was planned for sculptures, and to choose what works to show off, the college went public, using posters with photos of the collection, then asking people in Waterville and on campus to vote their favorites.
And that is actually how we ended up with the 21 works on view in this exhibition. These are the community's favorite Langlais sculptures.
The auk, the lions, the seagulls, and more, all on display until October. But for Bernard Langlais, these were small works. He also thought big.
That's where he built that?
That is exactly where he built that.
And for that, we had to come to Cushing.
And he talked about how he wanted to buy this property so that he could build a sculpture on that spot. That was the sort of impetus. This
is the Langlais Art Preserve, the artist's home during the last 11 years of his life.
Describe this place.
Oh, wow. This is a world created by Bernard Langlais in the 1960s and 1970s. He created an art environment here on his home landscape.
From elephants and bears to a cow and even Richard Nixon.
Nixon was constructed in 1974 at the height of Watergate, and of course the very quintessential gesture, situated in the swamp.
And another human, Christina Olson, from just down the road in Cushing. The same young woman made famous by artist Andrew Wyeth in Christina's World.
And when Christina passed away in 1968, Langlais made this sculpture in her honor. And something that he said about it was that he wanted people to be able to see her face, because of course she is forever kind of in people's minds with her back to the viewer.
But what really grabs us, like at the Colby exhibit, are the animals.
He was a lover of animals from a young age.
All crafted in Langlais' workshop, which is also now preserved on the property. The entire art preserve, in fact, is part of the Georges River Land Trust, which keeps it open and maintained so people can continue to enjoy Bernard Langlais' world nearly 50 years after he passed away. A kid from Maine who made his mark in the big-time art world, then came home to make it here.
Almost 3,000 works of art went into communities around Maine, libraries, schools, museums, downtown organizations.
Colby's collection is part of that. This exhibit and the many other pieces from his creative mind showing that art can come from just about anything and in just about any place.
So cool. And Richard Nixon, I was not expecting that.
That was a shock.
The exhibit of Langlais' works opens today and runs through October at Colby's Gallery on Main Street in downtown Waterville. And the Langlais Art Preserve in Cushing is open year-round with a trail to walk and see his works.
And one more item, Bernard Langlais' Skowhegan Indian is up for sale. The Chamber of Commerce owns it and has been trying to find someone to take over the giant sculpture and provide the maintenance that it needs to keep standing tall. So far, no takers, but they're still hoping.